cheat codes and glitches in real life football. So Elon Musk says there's a 1 in 1 billion chance that we are not in a simulation, which while still being a higher probability than Tottenham winning a trophy, it still would mean that it's highly likely we do live in a simulation. This means that if it's highly likely that life as we know it is a simulation, then the game of football must also be a simulation. Or we could be a simulation in a simulation, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But what are cheat codes and glitches in real life football? Well, before I get into that, let me tell you about my favourite football app, which is a OneFootball app, because this is where I go to keep up to date with the latest circulating transfer rumours, and I find the match section on the app incredibly useful as well. If you like this channel, you'll definitely love this app, so when you go to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like after watching the video, which would be very much appreciated, make sure you also click the link in the description to get the OneFootball app, which will help support this channel. So most people watching this probably play FIFA or some sort of video game, which means you'll know what the terms glitching or cheat codes mean, so I don't really have to explain them. If you don't know them, it might be worth just googling them and coming back to this video. But here are some examples I've found of cheat codes and glitches in real life football. So Fergie time, so everybody knows what Fergie time is, but I'm not really sure how you can really explain the physics behind these events. So what would happen is when Alex Ferguson was the manager of Manchester United, which was from the start of life on earth till 2013, Manchester United would basically dominate the Premier League, winning it most seasons. They seemed to have some crazy ability to win games that they had no business winning. So first of all, Alex Ferguson managed to win the league with this team, which is absolutely insane. But even when United were losing or drawing, going into the dying embers of a match, somehow, as though Fergie had found a cheat code in the system, or that it was just scripted into the simulation, United would manage to turn the game around. It all started in 1992-1993, which is the Premier League's first season, and had a lot of weird aspects to it, and I'll be talking about some of those later on regarding Manchester United in that particular season. So anyway, United were losing to Sheffield Wednesday 1-0 at home in a must-win game. Randomly, the referee gets injured and is replaced. United end up winning the game with a Steve Bruce header in the 97th minute, well over the appropriate amount of added time, which stemmed from the switch of referees and then the confusion about the timekeeping. This doesn't seem abnormal, but then throughout Fergie's tenure he seemed to be able to constantly play this cheat code whenever he sees fit. United are losing 1-0 versus Bayern Munich in the Champions League final, and it's the 91st minute. Fergie plays a cheat code, United win 2-1 with 2 goals in stoppage time. In the semi-finals of that tournament in that same year, United are 2-0 down to Juventus in Turin in the semi-finals, 3-1 down in aggregate, facing elimination from the tournament. No, they're not. It's 3-2 United, 4-2 in aggregate, and United are through to the final. It's 2009 now, United are drawing 3-3 in the Manchester derby. 4 minutes of added time, Fergie plays a cheat code, Owen scores, wins it in the 96th minute. Hughes is livid with the referee, but it's basic maths. 90 minutes in the game plus 4 minutes in stoppage time equals 96, the minute that Owen scores in. 2001 to 2002. The year before, 2008 to 2009, might be the craziest one. United are losing to Aston Villa at home, they pull it back to 2-2, but that's not enough. They need the win as Liverpool are right behind them in the title race, and Gerrard is wearing soft ground studs throughout the season, so they can't bank on that stopping Liverpool winning the league. On the bench is a 17-year-old Italian kid who no one has ever heard of. Not the United fans, not Martin Tyler, the commentator, not even his parents knew who he was. I'm pretty sure he was just a figment of our imagination. All we know is that his first name is Federico and his second name is Makeda. United need a goal, Fergie brings him on, and guess what? He managed to score the winner as though it is scripted. It's obvious that Fergie had the cheat code and not Manchester United themselves, as when Moyes came in, United just resorted to crossing the ball into the box over and over again without actually having the scoring and winning part. Number 2, Aston Villa's games in hands. Yes, Aston Villa seem to eternally have a game in hand. The season before last, they seemed to have a game in hand for the whole season, and this season at one point I'm pretty sure they had about 3 games in hand. I'm pretty sure this is a glitch that will be fixed in the next update of football, so you should expect it to be fixed by then. Number 3, the scoring double figures or double hat-trick plot hole. So for some reason when a team is getting absolutely thumped and the humiliation is getting worse and worse, the score never actually goes into double figures. There's been a few times where a team has won 9-0, just ask Southampton, but for some reason the score never goes to 10. In the 2014 World Cup semi-final, Germany were beating Brazil 5-0 by the 30th minute, but somehow the score only ends 7-1. Also, players only seem to be able to score 5 goals in a match, but it never goes to a double hat-trick for some reason. I should say that in international football this plot hole doesn't apply, as when a real team like Spain plays a made-up team like Tahiti or San Marino, the score can go into double figures, but that's probably because those teams like San Marino aren't really in the game, they are just tester clubs to try out new glitches, scripting and cheat codes on. Number 4, Rory Delap's throw-ins. Easily one of the most successful cheat codes in the game and has never really been replicated since. I don't even remember Rory Delap kicking a ball in his career. I'm pretty sure Stoke just wheeled him on for the throw-ins. However, this was an immense weapon. Delap would hold the ball in flat and with pace right into the 6-yard box. Pulis would then instruct a gang of Senegalese 6-footers, Ryan Shawcross and Ricardo Fuller, to run at the keeper and try to bundle the ball into the net. This cheat code was very effective from 2008 to 2010, but it was never used again in football. Number 5, Steve Bruce. Now we all know that centre forwards are the goal scorers and centre backs are the goal stoppers. However, in the early 90s, Fergie had a cheat code which allowed his centre back Steve Bruce to score like a centre forward. Bruce scored 19 goals in the 1990-1991 season, being the side's designated penalty taker but also being lethal in the box from set pieces. Bruce never replicated this goal scoring form in other seasons, so Fergie must have only been able to get a cheat code with a 1-season expiration. Bruce was so notorious in the box that Morgan Freeman couldn't even bring himself to tell Brad Pitt at the end of 7. He did score 11 goals from the penalty spot to be fair, but that is still 8 goals from open play, from a centre back, which is still kind of crazy. Even if we factor out the penalties and assume another player would have scored all of those, the 8 goals from open play, well, from set pieces, but you know what I mean. The 8 non-penalty goals could have easily been turning a draw into a victory, which would mean 16 extra points throughout a season, or it probably would at least be around 10 extra points in that season, just from having Bruce as a centre back. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed that video, remember to subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, put your thoughts in the comment section below, check out some of my other videos which will be linked in the description, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter for more content as well.